And as I said, when we were fishing, etc., he used to tell me his stories, so I knew most of them. Before that book was even written, I knew and had heard most of them from Clary. He used to sit in the boat and tell me how the Germans used to ill-treat him and what he used to do to annoy them when he was a prisoner of war, because that was typical. That was the naughtiest guy I've ever met in my life. Oh, he was a naughty chap. And I can imagine him driving the Germans to distraction. He was sent with the South African forces from South Africa to Cairo. He joined the South African forces as a volunteer. I believe to start off with as a driver, and he later joined the 7th Armoured, was it? I think it was the 7th Armoured Recce. He joined that, but that was a police regiment. It was made up of South African policemen. And this is how I understand it. There were South African policemen, and he joined it. He later became incorporated into the 7th Armoured Regiment, Armoured Brigade, was it? And he fought in the Battle of Tobruk. So they'd gone down one of these wells to find water, and when they got to the bottom, there was no water. And they were unfortunate enough for the Germans to arrive at I think it was either Germans or Italians arrived at the top. And as a result, they couldn't get out of this hole in the ground, and these guys came down, captured them, and he was taken to a prison camp at Benghazi. From Benghazi, he was handed over by the Germans to the Italians. The Italians were particularly unkind to him because he escaped, and they recaptured him and they hung him by his wrists from a gate frame. He was then, they decided he was too much trouble, and they sent him, put him on a boat and sent him with a lot of other South Africans, all from Tobruk, who'd been captured at Tobruk. They were sent over to Italy, and they went on to the east coast of Italy. They were sent there, and they were building air raid shelters and changing tiles on one of the towns there. It had all its tiled roof blown out. It had its glass windows blown out. But they managed to break most of the tiles before they put them on the roofs, much to the disgust of the Italians. The Italians then imported glass, and they used to break the glass. This glass came in 2 meter by 2 meter sheets, and unfortunately they weren't strong enough to last the handling of the prisoners.